I.S.U.P.K.
We want no cowards in our camp, only men prepared to die. We want no cowards in our camp, never let their brothers die. We want no cowards in our camp, only men prepared to die.
Was the devil. We didn't wake up one day and decide that we was going to teach the truth about Jesus Christ. God put the truth about Jesus Christ in the Bible. The reality is the evidence that the white man is the devil is the evil and cruel treatment of our people that he's put on this earth. You understand? And so today we're going to talk about systematic oppression and the way that the Lord is allowing it to be revealed that the white man is the devil in every aspect of society. In every facet of life, on all class levels, the white man is a liar, a deceiver, a murderer, and he hates black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people. You understand? There was a news story that came out this week on Tuesday. There's an investigative journalist by the name of Pablo Torre. Pablo Torre works for a company called Meadowlark Media. And on Tuesday, Pablo Torre on his show, Pablo Torre Finds Out, came out with an expose exposing the NFL owners and the NFL Players Association from hiding facts of collusion against the NFL players. Now what does all of this mean? In the report that came on Tuesday, you can go look the episode up. The name of the show is called Pablo Torre Finds Out. Pablo Torre and another reporter that reports on the NFL found out that back in 2022, after the Cleveland Browns gave Deshaun Watson the largest guaranteed contract that any player has ever received in the NFL owners got together and said, we can't be giving these niggas these $1 million guaranteed contracts. We got to come together to make sure we limit the amount of money that we put in these black people's pockets. So make sure that after Deshaun Watson, the next three quarterbacks that try to get a contract, they don't get that money like Deshaun Watson gets. And what Pablo Torre found and uncovered in his report is that at the NFL owners meeting in 2022, they had a panel of advisors come and tell the teams what they should do in order to limit their exposure with giving these black players these unlimited contracts. And when the NFL tried to deny the NFL Players Association that they had colluded against the players, they had to go before an arbitrary judge. And going before the arbitrary judge, the judge put discovery into the case where it allowed the lawyers to be able to subpoena for files and get different details and documents that showed that the owners had gotten together to make sure that they could create the circumstance to limit the amount of money that the players was getting. And so when all the judge gathered the information, the judge had to acknowledge that the NFL owners tried to collude against the players. But when the judge made his ruling, he found there was collusion, but did not find that the NFL owners acted on it, even though there were 3 examples of NFL quarterbacks after Deshaun Watson that didn't get guaranteed contracts. Now, anybody know anything about business, right? If you have businesses where the business owners are supposed to be competing against one another, what can't happen is those owners get together and make an agreement to limit the amount of money they're going to pay the labor. If you have 2 opposing businesses, Amazon and FedEx can't talk to each other and say, we're going to make sure we don't let couriers get more than $18 an hour. because that limits the amount that the laborers are able to get, and that's called monopolizing the business. That's called cutting out the labor. Well, when the NFL, all 32 owners got together and said, we're making sure we're not giving no quarterbacks guaranteed contracts, that's the same thing. They got together to backdoor labor and limit the amount of money these players are getting paid. Well, when the judge found that out and released the findings in 2024, guess who never told the NFL players about it? The NFL Players Association. The people that's supposed to represent the players and make sure the players get done right had the court filings, had the judges ruling in their hands, and nobody went and told the players about it. Nobody went to the labor and said, hey, you know the owners are colluding against y'all. We got evidence in writing that the owners did something they're not supposed to do. Y'all could sue. Where the people the owners were paying to represent them, their lawyers and their representatives never told the players nothing. In Pablo Torre's report, he found out that J.C. Tretter, who was a former NFL player that was the former president of the NFL Players Association, had made a backdoor deal with the man that got elected as the new executive of the NFL Players Association, that he would get him the job in exchange for making J.C. Tretter an executive on the NFL Players Association board. So this white man that used to play football, that was the head of the union for the players, when the time came for him to retire, he was going to no longer have a job. In order to make sure he secured a job for himself, he sold out the rest of the players by hiring a guy that would only side with the owners, but gave him a job so he could stay in position of power. That same white man, J.C. Tretter, that made the deal to get the new executive of the NFLPA hired, is the same man that did not tell the players that the owners had colluded against them. You understand? And the players, over 3,000 players have been affected by this collusion case. But J.C. Tretter, supposed to be their brother, supposed to be a former player, up in arms with them, is a white man that can't be trusted. Because the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. You understand? So in Pablo Torre's report, they found out that J.C. Tretter was talking bad about one of the players who didn't get a guaranteed contract, which is Russell Wilson. Called Russell Wilson all type of derogatory slurs, called him stupid and dumb because he didn't get a guaranteed contract. But then once they got the evidence that the owners colluded against them to not get him the contract, J.C. Tretter didn't say a damn thing. Now why would the representatives for the labor group have evidence that the contractors are not paying the players properly? Why would they not report it? Because they being paid to be on the side of the owner. And that's how systematic oppression works. You understand? It's like you get charged with something. You go to court before the judge, but the prosecutor and the defense attorney working together to backdoor you. How can you have a fair trial? How can the judge hear your case if the judge is friends with the prosecutor and the defense attorney, and unbeknownst to you, they having conversations in the back room about how they gonna do you dirty? That's what's happening in every level, on every aspect of this society. The white man is the devil, not only to poor black people, but to even the NFL players, to even the basketball players. You understand? What Pablo Torre found out this week is the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of.